What's going on out there?
Assault. Assault.
All right, guys, so it's been a while since I've done a video about sport. Actually, maybe not, because I talk about Brittany Griner quite a bit, but it's been a while since I've talked about like the NFL and NBA, okay? Usually I do a few videos about NFL and NBA because something woke happens or somebody in the sports media says something woke and I do a video about it. But, you know, we haven't had too much of that, right? Because sports has largely become irrelevant, okay? I think that for the most part, a lot of these sports leagues have learned their lesson after the George Floyd thing where they all tried to become super woke and fans basically quit watching the games, right, on television and in person. And I think a lot of them was like, hey, you know what, let's just back off of this woke stuff, okay? Let's just chill out. So they've toned down the wokeness, all right? So there's much less woke sports to talk about. However, we do have a take here from Stephen A. Smith and Ryan Clark on First Take about Aaron Donald, the defensive tackle for the Los Angeles Rams, whom was seen on film swinging his helmet at a Bengals player during a joint practice. That has prompted a whole lot of responses from fans and in the sports media about what should happen to him, okay? So I want to talk about this, but I want to let you guys know, if you like my channel and you want to support my channel, you can check out my new merch, my Donkey Pox shirts, the disease that's affecting America, or my hashtag no days off / hard work t-shirts, or even my new MAGA Hub shirts. I have plenty of new merch for you guys to check out at my website, gforemanbcp. You can get 20% off using discount code gforemanbcp. So without further ado, let's get into this. So if you guys didn't know, again, Aaron Donald, the defensive tackle for the Los Angeles Rams, got in a fight at practice with a Bengals player in which Aaron Donald, who is known to have a hot head, took off the player's helmet, I believe, or maybe his own helmet, and swung it at the player, right? He tried to hit another player with a helmet. Now, we've seen this happen in the NFL before with Myles Garrett, who infamously took off Mason Rudolph's helmet and hit him in the head with the helmet, right? A direct shot to the dome, okay? Could have killed the guy. Could have killed the guy right there on the field. Now, after that, Myles Garrett told reporters that Mason Rudolph allegedly called him the N-word, okay? Of course, he played the race card because, you know, in situations like that, you know, you get desperate, right? You try to look for a way out of it, okay? And if people seem to think that, you know, somebody calling you the N-word or allegedly calling you the N-word gives you a get out of jail free card where you can do anything you want to somebody, including basically try to kill them, okay? However, the NFL surprisingly was not buying that, and they suspended him for 6 games. So there's some precedence to the conversation that we're going to have about what should the punishment be for Aaron Donald, who basically did the same thing. He took off his helmet or took off a player's helmet and hit another player with the helmet, right? I mean, we've seen this happen before. And a lot of people, some NFL analysts like Jeff Schwartz, have went as far as to call for Aaron Donald to be suspended. Now, as you guys saw at the beginning of this video, Adam Schefter just straight up called it assault. He was like, this is assault, right? But apparently they're not allowed to do that. They're not allowed to call what appears to be an assault, right? Because they're white. White folks are not allowed to speak on black NFL players, especially using terms that could refer to criminal activity, according to ESPN's Woke Center, Woke Take analysts Stephen A. Smith and Ryan Clark. Take a look.
Jeff tweeted yesterday, and I actually quote tweeted him and said, come on, man. We start getting into where Adam Schefter is saying assault, and all of these people are saying things are criminal. And that's just, to me, that puts these players in a position where you're making them, or you're putting them in a category with people that rob, with people that steal, with people that assault, with people that commit domestic violence. And I think we have to be very careful when we start to toe that line. So the league should not step in at all. We want to be outraged about the wrong damn things. Right? When people ain't stepped in locker rooms, when people ain't stepped on fields, they want to say these things, and then they get out of football, the same people that have fought, the same people that have torn off helmets, and they say, oh my God, they're at practice fighting, right? They should be suspended. And I think right now we're getting to the point where we're being way too sensitive about the wrong things.
You're labeling guys like that and accusing them of criminality with the verbiage that you use. That's a problem. And we should have a heightened level of sensitivity to that as black men. You both played in the National Football League. You're black men. I don't recall most athletes in professional sports. We keep forgetting that everything is a microcosm of society. By and large, 95 plus, if not 98, 99% of professional athletes in sports know how to damn act, and they don't get themselves in trouble, and they certainly don't engage in lawlessness. And so when you've got certain situations where that's not the case, but then you use the same verbiage when it comes to people fighting in practice in a physical sport like football, that is a problem. And then when you have, I'm going to call it, when you got white analysts talking that way and using that language about black dudes, that's another level. And that's why I appreciate RC bringing that up, because now what I'm looking at, and I'm not accusing any analyst of racism or anything like that. I'm just telling them how we take it. And so now what I want to do, if I'm looking at whoever sent that tweet out about, I think it was, I forgot his name, was Schwartz or whomever, but it doesn't matter. Whoever sent that tweet out and whoever thinks like that, now I want to see if you're going to say that about the white dude that does it. Because if I don't hear the same verbiage, if I don't hear the same language, if something like that happens with somebody white, now I'm looking at you with a raised eyebrow and saying, what the hell are you trying to say?
Wow, incredible. Absolutely incredible. That, my friends, is what I call an ass pull, okay? It's not a reach, it's an ass pull. And you guys know what I call ass pulls, right? An ass pull is when you reach so far up your butt, right, that you pull out bullshit, okay? Because that's what that take. That's what that take was from Stephen A. Smith. It was some bullshit, okay? I'm sorry. That's what it was. That's what it was, okay? Guys, if you look at the tweet, right, that they're upset about, they're outraged about, right? From Jeff Schwartz, okay? Who was an NFL player, played in the league, okay? 8 years, right? You would think this guy has some experience. He can speak on this type of stuff without being told that, you know, he shouldn't be able to criticize this stuff because he's white. But he says fights happen. We know that and accept it. However, swinging a helmet is out of control and dangerous. He should be suspended. This has caused race-baiting outrage from Stephen A. Smith and Ron Clark. Apparently, you're not supposed to say this if you're white. If you're white, you can't criticize black NFL players who may be committing criminal activities on the field, right? And again, the irony here is that we're talking about Aaron Donald, a player who has been accused of assault off the field in the past. Now, the man who accused Aaron Donald of assault, his lawyer apologized, and basically, you know, Aaron Donald has been cleared of these type of allegations, okay, that he committed assault. But the man was beat up, right? Apparently, the man was beat up, okay? I'm just saying, there's some history here with Aaron Donald. Just a little bit of history, even though he's not guilty. It's just some history here. That's all I'm saying. Now, he's basically assaulting other players with a helmet. Right now, again, Aaron Donald, one of the strongest guys in the NFL. I mean, if anybody's seen this guy, right, the guy is an absolute tank. If this man hits you in the head with a helmet, full swing, he could very well kill you. He could easily kill somebody doing that, right? But according to Stephen A. Smith, if you're white, you're not supposed to use terms like assault to describe what this man did. Now, again, is it criminal? I don't know, honestly. I don't know. Because I definitely understand the argument of fights happen, right? You know, when I played football, right? You know, hey, fights happen, right? Players go at it. It is what it is. It's a man's sport. It really is, right? In the sense that, you know, tempers are flaring, testosterone, you know, dudes in each other's faces. You know, you're beating up on each other all day. It's hot. Yeah. Fights happen, right? It's not for the faint of heart, okay? Which is why I respect the game of football, right? It's not for the soft, right? It's not for the weak, okay? It's a modern day gladiator sport. So, you know, I do understand the perspective of those who don't want to see Aaron Donald suspended for swinging a helmet, because we all know what goes down in the locker room. We all know what goes down on the field between men, right? We all know that. But I also understand the argument of, well, this is out of bounds in regards to what occurs on the football field, right? It's one thing to get in a tussle with a guy, right? And, you know, you're on the ground and you basically hitting each other with each other's hands and your helmet is still on or whatever. Or even if you get into a fight where, you know, hey, you punch a guy in the face or whatever. I can understand why, you know, you wouldn't want to charge that person with, you know, any type of, you know, criminal violation or criminal, you know, accusation, anything like that, because again, that's just men being men, right? That's all that is. But when you're talking about a helmet, a deadly weapon outside of fist, because fist can be a deadly weapon as well too. So I got to be very specific here. When you're talking about using a helmet, you get into a whole nother conversation in which I can understand both sides of the argument, in the sense that, yeah, I think people that say that he shouldn't be suspended have an argument. I think people that say he should be suspended or even charged with a crime have an argument, right? I think both sides have good arguments. Okay? But with that being said, I think everybody should be free and clear to say their opinion regardless of their skin color, right? Whether their opinion is that he should be charged as a criminal or his opinion is that he shouldn't be suspended. It doesn't matter what your skin color is. You should be able to express that opinion. Because the territory that Stephen A. Smith is getting into here is that, well, you know, white NFL analysts shouldn't be able to speak on black players when it comes to certain things, right? They shouldn't be able to say things about black players that may insinuate that a black player could be a criminal, right? Even if they actually really are a criminal, right? You can't do that. You can't do that. That's racism. It reminds me of how people get so triggered when you call black criminals thugs, right? As if white criminals aren't called thugs. I call white criminals thugs. A criminal is a criminal, right? A degenerate is a degenerate, right? If I see a white person commit an act of thuggery, I'm going to call him a thug, right? Thug is not a racial term. Thug is a term used to describe a thug, period. You're the one that's putting race in it when you automatically get triggered and you think that using the term thug is racial, right? You're the one that's being racist, okay? You're the one that's racializing it. Again, just like the situation right here where Stephen A. Smith is getting triggered because white analysts are using the terms assault to describe what Aaron Donald did on the field. You're the one that's racializing it, because I'm pretty sure those white analysts are not thinking about, oh, Aaron Donald's black, I'm going to accuse him of criminal activity because he's black. That's not what they're saying. And I'm pretty sure they would say the same thing if a white player did that. I'm pretty sure they would say, yeah, he should be suspended. Yeah, that was assault, right? Yeah, that this is an issue. But I can't think of any white players that have done that. Maybe they have. I'm just saying. The irony here is people like Ryan Clark saying that people get outraged by the wrong things while also getting outraged by the wrong thing, in the sense that he's outraged by a white analyst simply calling this assault, right, what it is, which is an assault. Again, it really blows my mind how easy it is to trigger some of these race baiters in the media. But let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a black conservative perspective. Peace.